Mhm. Well, what's up, y'all? We back at it with another YouTube video. Oh my goodness, my girl Kenya. I feel so bad for my girl. Why they had to do Kenya like that? But Kenya went out with, at least she went out with a bang. Though my whole thing, I didn't see a lot of people do, videos or make little posts or whatever. Basically, just like, oh yeah, Kenya, she was wrong. Oh, she went too far. Oh, she did. I my whole thing is I would did the same thing because that girl Britt, she got what she was asking for. You when you keep poking somebody, and I don't know, maybe Kenya maybe did have other things going on. We all are human, and you never know what a person is dealing with. You know, when people are dealing with so much, you could be dealing with so much, just at home, behind the scenes, family problems, real life issues. And then you got people, playing with you because they want a moment, because they want, like you said, peasants. And if anything, I am mad that Kenya she did give her, she should have paid her dust, like when she blew the dust, like she ate that. Kenya, one thing about Kenya is she is gonna give you an epic read, an epic, she is gonna deliver it like she is a wordsmith. Kenya is, I just love Kenya. I loved her ever since she first came on, what, season 5. Like Kenya, she shook it up. She had Nene pressed over her. Nene seen that Kenya was coming up, and she felt like Kenya was about to take her spot. Um, and yeah, she really did. Like I wouldn't say she took Nene's spot because Kenya wasn't even really trying to take Nene's spot, but Kenya did. She knows the drill. She knows the program. So when she came on, that's one thing, and that's crazy that Bravo did that to her, because one thing about Kenya, she's gonna show up for work. She knows the job. She knows what she's here to do, and she's always going to deliver. And she has done that every single season. She's delivered. Child, she was the first one coming to the reunions with props and stuff, like getting under them girls' skin. Child, she even Portia, dragged her or whatever by the hair. But like I said, Kenya, she know how to get you there with the words. Like you can't go back and forth with her with the words. And I really feel like this season, though, Kenya was just not really on. She wasn't on, Usually, Kenya, like I said, she comes to work every season. She's going to give you, she's going to give what needs to be gave. But this season, I feel like I said, I felt like she maybe had other things going on. I think, like I said, with this salon, the spa thing that she just opened up, I think, and them not showing it really last season, and I just feel like she just had a lot. So she was showing up to work. Don't get me wrong. She was showing up, and she was going to stir up the mess, just like in the first season. Like, I really enjoyed Kenya, even the little bit that they showed. Imagine everything that they cut out, with Kenya. But the little that they showed, when Portia was going there at Drew, and she was like, well, ain't she married? Why is she mad? This is a whole married, like, well, she going through a divorce, but she just was married. Why would she be mad about her baby dad when she just was in a whole marriage with a whole nother man? When she threw the little shade, like, oh, didn't this ain't help her with Portia with her first music career or whatever like that? You know, little fun shade that she was throwing. Nothing too big, nothing too major. And like I said, that girl Britt, she was messing with Kenya from the beginning about that ring thing. I don't care which people you could even if Kenya was throwing shade about the ring, let's just say, because I don't think she was, because one thing about Kenya, when she throws shade, she's going to give it to you. You're going to know, you're going to really feel it. You ain't going to have to question like, did she shade me or whatever? Even though sometimes Kenya will, throw a little quick one in, you might not catch it or whatever, but for the most part, you going to feel it or whatever. That question with the ring, I think like it was a little bit of shade, but it wasn't that big enough shade for you to even acknowledge it the way that you did. It then kept going on episode after episode. That was the first episode, and girl, you was talking about that same thing 2-3 episodes later. Like, you really she really carried every little thing Kenya did. It was just blew up to her. She could not keep Kenya's name out of her mouth. Kenya. Oh, Kenya. I think Kenya, she's a little snippy, and Kenya's a little thing. And mind you, she wants to be Kenya though, because at the same time you were saying, yeah, because Kenya gives me mean girl, da, 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 da. But then at the same time you like, oh well, yeah, people think that I'm a mean girl, or that I give off mean girl, but really I'm not. I'm just a nice girl. Da, da. You want to be Kenya. You want to give that queen bee attitude and all that stuff like that. Like, you want to be that girl, and you could, but girl, this is your first season. Like, calm down. We don't let us get to know you a little bit before you start making issues or trying to blow issues up that's not even an issue. Like, that was just crazy, and you really have to watch out. That's why when she did this the last episode before the 4th episode, when they was at the dinner or whatever, when they was at the dinner, and she talking about some I got pistols and whips and all this other stuff. Like, girl, it wasn't even a big enough thing for you to be talking about you got pistols and stuff, all because Kenya so-called cut you off or whatever when she came in the room with a turquoise dress on. Like, Kenya just gotta come steal the show. Why would she show up to an all-black event with a freaking turquoise dress on? That had me, I was cracking up. But when she came and she hugged everybody, oh, you hugged everybody, but you only gave me a pat. Girl, because I'm first of all, like she said, I was trying not to get makeup or whatever on you. And second of all, even if you like, I don't know you like that. Like, girl, we ain't friends. I think she said that another time with another event. She was like, oh, you came in and hugged everybody. You came and hugged Cynthia. Bitch, me and Cynthia is cool. I done known this girl we've been filming this show for seasons and seasons and seasons together. This is your first season, first couple episodes. I don't know you like that. Like, why are you so pressed? And I just know that type of person that will, just like I said, that wants your attention. When people can't be your friend, they'll be your enemy. And I learned that firsthand. I just like if a person can't, because if you really notice, most of your haters or your enemies, they really want to be your friend. They really want to, that's deep down inside, they want that friendship from you. But if you don't give that to people, and you come and you kind of keep that wall up a little bit and be a little standoffish, and you have a fan that wants to be your friend, if you don't give them that friendship, then they're gonna turn it into like, okay, well then let me be an enemy, let me be something, but I just have to have some type of back and forth, some type of something with this person. And that's what Britt was giving. Like you could just tell from just everything, like her whole existence, she aggravates me. She is like a pest, and she's annoying. But anyway, so this episode opens up after last episode with her threatening pistols and whips, and I got all this other stuff, and threatening Kenya with a gun and a weapon, which I think is way across the line. Like, you, girl, I don't know you. I don't know you enough, and you threatening me with weapons and stuff like that. And like I said, just from her behavior, having that fan behavior, like, y'all don't understand people, and people, they kept trying to downplay this whole, oh, Britt would not do this and all this. No, I don't know what that girl would do when it comes for clout, and when it comes to just clout and fame, or just whatever. It don't even have to be anything big. I didn't see people get hurt for less. I didn't got into altercations myself with people that I did not know from a can of paint, and they did very bodily harm to the point I had to go to the hospital a few times and everything, because I underestimated. I thought, like, who, ain't nobody gonna do this, or you don't think until it actually happens. So people always downplay things until it actually happens, and then everybody's looking crazy. And one thing that I will say, forget what everybody else is talking about, because like I said, I didn't dealt and experienced the same thing. When stuff blew up and I didn't got attacked and had to be in hospitals and healing and bruised up, concussions, and people trying to mess my face up and stuff like that, because when you just come through giving what needs to be gave, people, you're gonna have haters, you're gonna have crazy fans, you're gonna have all of that stuff. So that's why I ain't playing. But when I say I stay with something to protect myself, some mace, a taser, something, when you go out, have some security, pay that little extra coin, because like I said, just safety is top priority, and nobody is going to protect you like you. You could think you have all these friends and stuff like that, and like I said, I didn't have people physically attack me, and my so-called friends sat right there. Oh, stop! Oh my God! Blah, blah, blah. While I'm getting beat down to a pulp, like, and they sitting there, stop! Oh my God! Like, because so, like I said, forget what everybody else is talking about. Oh, she wouldn't do this, or oh, they wouldn't do this, or whatever like that. Because when things really hit the fan and they go down, those people are not going to be there to help you. Those people are going to be oh my goodness, that was crazy. I didn't expect that. You know, they're going to have everything to say. They're going to get their moments and be in the confessionals and stuff like that. But you're going to be the one up in the hospital with gunshot wounds or whatever, pistol whipped or just whatever. Who knows? So she was absolutely in the right to feel in danger, or if not even in danger, she just had the right to feel violated, because that's the feeling that I think that you feel more than anything. You feel violated. You feel like it's a violation. You feel violated that somebody invaded your personal space, put whatever, put you in a bad position, predicament. You feel violated. And I feel that's what Kenya felt. She felt violated. And she wasn't getting the back end. You got Portia and Kelly, when they had their scene, they acting like they didn't even hear her say anything about the pistols and the whips and stuff. So that just show you right there. That show you right there that if things went down, you think they gonna help or buck or really stand 10 toes down for you? Heck no, they ain't even standing 10 toes down to at least say, yeah, I heard her say that. Like, you can't even say that. So bye. That's why you have no opinion. I don't care if they walked out the salon or whatever like that, because I'm jumping ahead. But yeah, they made it seem, and you know, production could edit it that way, I think, also, to make it seem like all of the Housewives cast members, they all was just so, oh my God, this is too much, and they walked out. But I'd have been like, bye. And just like Kenya said, yeah, now I know who really has my back or whatever like that when they had the opening. So we pulled up to the opening or whatever, the grand opening. And yeah, Lawrence was there. Cynthia, Shamia, Kelly, and Britt came. So Britt came or whatever the next day, trying to bring some flowers in a card to apologize to Kenya, which I felt production told her to do, because, like I said, it just is so crazy to me that now you want to apologize and bring flowers or whatever, but you've been having an issue with Kenya since episode 1. Now we in episode 5, and after you done cut up and threaten her with pistols and whips, oh, you gonna learn today. This ain't no Hollywood stuff. This real life, baby. You gonna learn. Like, saying all of that. When people start talking like that, that means you want to put hands. You ready to throw hands. You felt disrespected. You felt like she disrespected you, which she didn't. But you just felt like it because you was just a fan. And like I said, what it really is, when when a person know that they can't be your friend, they're going to jump to the enemy. So that's the part that you had to play. Oh, I see Kenya not really messing with me like that, so let me just jump to the enemy side and get confrontational with her. But girl, you was talking too much, and you was saying the gun stuff and all that, whatever. This your first time on TV. You probably wasn't even thinking the seriousness of it. But like I said, you had production probably to be able to tell you to, smooth it over. Yeah, you're going to have to apologize. You had to bite the bullet or whatever like that, because you knew you crossed the line, period. Point blank, period. It was no way around it. Everybody was, even Portia, the one thing Portia did say, which which really hit home, hit it right. She hit the nail right on the head when she was like, Brit came in like a base. Well, she didn't say these words, but I'm going to just put it all, just put it in a nutshell. She basically was like, Brit came in like a fan, basically watching Kenya from all these other seasons. We didn't seen Kenya go toe to toe with all the different housewives. She done got into it with damn near everybody. And we all seen how Kenya, how she gives it up. Like Kenya gives what needs to be gave, like I said. That's why she when what was after was that her first the first season when I'm going with the wind fabulous, and so when she was twirling and stuff, like Kenya, she is gonna that's why like it's so sad, child, to see them stop filming with her. I was so sad to not even see her confessionals and stuff, because Kenya was going to give it in the confessionals, and she was like, I was mad that they let Ralph have a confessional. Y'all let Cynthia and all these other corny people that we could have went without, but Kenya didn't have a confessional, and this is a big part of what y'all trying to show. And that's like I said, bravo. You lucky if I even watch the rest of the show. But you can't even be like bravo. That's just what you got to deal with when it comes, child, to just being black in the industry and stuff like that. People is not going to take you serious. Minorities, we have to go through so much or whatever all together. That's one thing that you can take from this, and is we all in the same boat when it comes to just being black, and people just, like I said, not taking it seriously, the law and all types of stuff. I didn't experience that too, firsthand, dealing with the police and stuff. I remember somebody attacked me before, and I'm face bladdered and bruised, bitch, and I'm lip busted, and it was so crazy, like, because the person came and opened up my car door and was like trying to swing it at me or whatever. So, bitch, I'm kicking. I'm like, bitch, get the fuck off me. Get off me. And they really couldn't get me because I kept like kicking them. But they ended up grabbing my foot, pulled me out the car. I fell down on the ground, and then they was able to just be kicking me. They was kicking me all in my face and my head. It was just a mess, and I didn't even feel anything, because like, if you ever going through something like that, like your adrenaline, I guess, be so high that you don't even feel like no pain or anything. But I remember when I got up, and like I said, I was like with 4 people, and they all was stop. Like I said, some just mess, just life lessons that you have to learn. Like I said, to not count people, so-called friends, all the other stuff. Like at the end, if it's not somebody that really, really, really care about you, like blood, mom, dad, media, feel me? Sometimes you gotta even watch family. But yeah, if it's not a person, you'll know who is down the ride and who's not. And when people show you who they are, believe them. And that's all I can say about that. But when I got up and I went into the passenger seat of the car, I pulled down the visor and I was able to look at myself in the mirror, and I almost just lost it because I was like, oh my God, my face, my beautiful face, what is going on? Like, and I was just like, oh, like, and I ended up, I'm like, where is the phone? Give me a phone. And I called 911 because I'm like, bitch, none of these motherfuckers, none of these bitches is doing shit. They just sat here and just watch me get A-Town stomped on or whatever. And mind you, one of the girls I was with, it was her boyfriend that did it, which was crazy. But like I said, it would come to find out later on down the line, it was one of them obsessed fan type thing. And I would get fan behavior from the boy. He would always want to be around, want to be cool, want to be down, want to hang out, want to whatever. And it was just weird. It was the weirdest thing ever because I used to just be like, and then they would be arguing, and every time they argue, he would just always put me involved. And I used to be like, bitch, what do I got to do with anything? How did I get in it? Who said that? Like, what? Like, I'm just catching strays. And that's because the motherfucker was obsessed with me the whole time. So he took that opportunity to, like I said, you can't get with it, you can't be with him. So you're going to be the enemy. I can't get close to how I want to or whatever. So I'm going to do it in rage and whatever. Like I said, that was just crazy. But when the cops came, they put me on the runaround. I was like, oh, he right around the corner. And they did not want to pick him up or whatever, because they was like, they couldn't do it because I was a boy, and if I was a girl, then it would have been domestic violence or something like that. And if it was domestic violence, they could have arrested him. But since it wasn't domestic violence, they couldn't arrest him. Something stupid. I'm like, what? Like, it sounded so crazy, but this is what they told me. But at that point, they didn't know that my dad was a police officer. And I didn't want to call my dad or whatever at first to even bother him with this situation. You know, I'm feeling like I'm grown to handle my own whatever. But I ended up he ended up finding out about it. And once he got involved, it was a whole different thing. The police, when they first did the report, they put it down as a simple assault. They told me any old thing, and they left it at that. They didn't even come to the hospital to take another report. They didn't do anything. They did their job because they didn't feel like doing the paperwork and all the stuff that goes to it. And that's what I'm just saying. Black people, they're not going to take it as serious. If I was a white person, I'm guaranteed it would have been a different outcome, but that's just what we have to deal with. So bravo, I could see that they of course wasn't going to take Kenya seriously or whatever like that. And of course, you know, they just want to see a show. So they let that whole threatening thing, they let it slide or whatever. But then, like I said, when Kenya took it into her own matters, now y'all want to, like it's what she says, selective outrage. That's all this is. And y'all could eat it for anything else. But it's crazy too. So at the grand opening, when Kenya, you know, did her speech, and she was like, yeah, I had to do a background check on this girl, Britt 80. So she had these posters or whatever with the I guess, Brit. It was a picture of her being a video girl. And if you see, this is one of the things. Let me make it bigger. If you see this is one of the slides or whatever, and it says insurance fraud. So I had to look a little into it or whatever, basically. And they have all on the internet of, the girl Britt Edie, she so-called have like this insurance company or whatever like that. And they said, child, that insurance company is a scam. Child, the only people that deal with her is scammers and these little fake little rappers or whatever like that insured, like they'll get their little jewelry and stuff insured or whatever. But they said the whole thing is a flip-flop scam, bam, thank you, ma'am. And that husband is a scam too. And he give me scam. I just when he had that Machino shirt on, I was like, scammer. I could spot a scammer from a mile away. So, I did. Yeah, that husband. And she talked about something. Oh, yeah, he just gave me real man. And blah, blah, blah. Girl, you was the video bouncing from Rick Ross, which I don't even think he ever claimed you. And yeah, getting in where you could fit in, little gold digging, scheming, little whore, child. And Kenya got the drop on you. And my whole thing is exposed. You want a show? You want a show? You want, like what Mariah say, you want you want some receipts? When you was saying, you was asking, oh, you don't know me, you better ask about me. I got pistols and all that stuff. So she asked about you, and that's what she got. She got that you are an insurance fraud. Your insurance company is a scam. You and that husband is a scam. So and you a whore. So and you got a sex tape. You gobbling, and being in uncompromising positions. I never got people that record doing like stuff like that anyway, especially if you somebody that's aspiring to be like on TV and all this stuff. I don't understand how she didn't think how this was going to come out anyway. You going on a reality TV show and you got a whole sex tape on the internet. Like, what? I don't get that at all. Like, and she's an escort. That was what the other stuff was saying on the billboards. Because Kenya, it was like she had like 3 different slides, 3 or 4 slides. They all was blurred. So one of them was the one that I got over there, that insurance fraud, basically saying how her insurance company was a scam and the fraud. I think they edited that out. And then it was another slide basically with her it was another slide with her basically I think it was when she was with I don't know if that was Rick Ross or somebody, but she had like this little revealing dress, and I think he had like his hand by her private area. And then it was another slide, like I said, with her before she got all of the work done, the Botox and all of that stuff. Before she got that, it was a slide of that, and then, like I said, it was the actual slide of her giving the whatchamacallit. That was the last one. That's when everybody was like, oh, we gotta go, and all this other stuff. But just breaking news, this just popped out like 30 minutes ago. Kenya, she has the YouTube channel. So she said Tuesday, on the 15th, she want everybody to subscribe, so she made a YouTube channel, and I guess she's going to be able to go onto the YouTube channel and express what she want to get out, because she wasn't able to really talk. That's why we saying justice for Kenya, because they really did the disservice of the bad part about how they ended it was we never got to see Kenya's reaction, explaining why she did what she did, how she felt at the time, all that. We have to just guess. It don't take rocket scientists to know that she, of course, felt some type of way after that girl was talking about some pistols and all that stuff like that. And Kenya, she did. I never saw her like disengaged. Like Portia said, Kenya really disengaged from that whole thing. And even when she said the guns and all that stuff like that, Kenya still went to her car or whatever, or was trying to find her car. She never said anything back. She ain't say, what? You got a pistol for who? Who you talking to? You gonna do what? Like, she ain't say nothing. She was getting very much like, where's my car? Da, 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 and was really trying to get out of there. That's why I could say she probably really did not know. Not saying she was scared, but girl, she don't know that girl. And girl, you saying all this stuff, like, no, that is just unacceptable. And it makes me so mad because everybody keeps downplaying that, and they want to just make Kenya the bad person, or oh, that's what you get. Da, da, da. You lost in the long run because she's still on the show. But after that show, if you're going to allow somebody to threaten me with guns and stuff like that, and I can't say what I want to say back or do what I want to do back, I don't want to be on your show, especially when I've been here for years and years. I have a rapport with all the producers, all of the things. Like, how are y'all not going to make sure that I'm like, if it's heck no, I would throw up the deuces and be up out, because no, that's just not what we're doing. So she has the YouTube thing, and then we have, hold on, I want to show. Okay. Guess who else then about to start a YouTube? And let's get into what she and whatchamacallit. Portia is about to start a YouTube, and she's dropping some tea. Let's see. Let's see.
That too. There is a housewife still on the show right now who gave Kenya that nude information. No, I'm going to expose that. Everybody needs to know who she is. That was crazy to me. And I said, y'all know something about Charles? Like that, you know what I'm saying? Just playing with her. But I guess I'm a good actress or hit a sore spot. There was a lot of going back and forth at the table. And at that point, Kenya says, peasant. She picks up
so is Angela the one that said
serving spoon and start hitting her damn glass like this. Attention, what, girl? What? Let's sip on that. Put a pin in that too.
Let me find out Angela is messy like that, child. Let me find out Angela is messy like that, because in the beginning of the episode 5, we did find out that Angela was the one that wrote that message on the card and was like, can you speak to Brittany without having an attitude? And I really thought that the girl Britt wrote that. I really with my whole heart felt like she wrote that, because I'm like, here she go again with this mess. But it was really Angela basically saying that she did it to, because she was in defense of what I guess Britt had told her in the beginning of the 4th episode. She was saying, because Kenya, she's so snippety with me and da. So Angela wrote that letter, I guess, basically saying, I was just going by what you said, so I wanted to, let you ask it so y'all can talk it out instead of you coming to me expressing your grievances or whatever. But let me find out if you did that, Angela, and then went and told Kenya and gave her all the information on Britt. Oh, girl, that is the you is really messy. What's her cash line? Her the little line that they say in the beginning. I think hers is, if you want to find the shade, look for the oak. For Charles Oakley or whatever. Girl, let me find out. You really is the oak, the shade, the oak. We really, Angela, if you did that, you is really the oak. And now I'm glad Charles be getting on that behind, ragtagging that every chance he get, because I was feeling bad for you, because I'm like, why that man be talking to that lady like that? Like, I know she just be going through it, and child, he having babies on her and all that stuff. But if you did that, girl, oh my goodness. We gotta watch that, Angela. Child, Angela, I got my eye on you, Angela. I got my eye on you. Because if you did that, you look now, you is low down and dirty. And if you looking for the shade, look for the oak. I'm looking for you, Angela. And I'm looking for that that Oakley. But yes, that was basically about it. Like I said, Kenya, I'm with you. I don't feel not one bit of remorse. F that revenge porn, all that other stuff. There ain't no revenge porn. Revenge porn is if Kenya would have went on her Instagram and uploaded the video or whatever, her doing that or whatever. That's what she should have did if you really wanted to. Tell Kenya, if you really want to do it, I will put it, but I wouldn't even try. Don't risk getting your Instagram and stuff taken in. But 50 Cent did it. 50 Cent did it, and he ain't lose. That's what I don't get. And everybody's talking about, oh, Britt got she lawyered up and whatever. Well, how she get a lawsuit for how can you do revenge porn and Tierra Marie ain't even win, and 50 Cent uploaded her whole thing onto his Instagram, and ain't nobody have all this outrage. Oh my goodness, 50 Cent, why would you do that? Ain't nobody would care. If anything, y'all be clowning Tierra Marie, and nobody ain't canceling 50. Ain't nobody saying nobody ain't make no big deal about 50 Cent doing that or whatever. And she lost, took him to court, lost, and ended up having to pay her his lawyer fees or whatever. So I don't know. I heard Brit tried to sue Bravo and Bravo settled out. Well, that's y'all stupid behind Bravo. Because like I said, 50 Cent took it to court with Tia Marie and she lost. And y'all, I know y'all got more money than 50. Bravo. So I don't know. That's just like I said, Kenya, you did what you had to do. You did what you felt was right in the moment. Like I said, I'm a person too that kind of react off emotions sometimes, and sometimes we don't think things or think things through before we do it. But forget that. Child, sometimes it is that's people don't care. That's why I say you can't just do stuff to people because you're going to come across that wrong person that's going to, like I said, do you. Child, you don't know what people is going through. You don't know what people have, going on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So you come in and poking the bear. You can't do that. And I might not have had Kenya's back 10 toes down if I didn't see that girl constantly poking her for 5 episodes straight up until now. Every episode she was kept messing with that girl, whether she was doing it in person or kept bringing her up, talking to her. Girl, you talking to Kenya to your damn to the husband's sister, your sister-in-law. That you talking to Kenya to your sister. You talking to Kenya to people that ain't even on the freaking show, on the cast. You bringing up Kenya, like fan obsessed Kenya. I'm mad that you stepped off your chariot to throw tomatoes with them hoes. But sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to meet people down to their level. Sometimes you can't always be all high and mighty and take the, when they go low, we go high. Sometimes you just can't do that all the time, especially when somebody provokes. Girl, Brit, use the hell. We know all about you. Your tea is exposed. So I can't wait I don't even think what else can she do or say after that. I know we about to I don't want to see no fake waterwork tears. I don't want to see no, I gotta talk to my mom about sucking dick. Girl, save it, child. You should have never, whatever. All right, this is whatchamacallit from her. Let's see. This was a little bit of.
I need to get everybody's attention. Okay, baby, I got to leave. I need to get everybody's attention, please. It was so good seeing you guys. You tried. I need everybody's attention, please. I want to tell you guys, I'm so happy that you guys came. This has been a labor of love for me. I have built this salon for my daughter, and I'm really proud of where I am. And I get people trying to bring me down for no reason. And I'm actually really sick of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just wanted to apologize. I know that was rude, but I'm glad I did my part. I wanted to come in peace. You did. I extended the olive branch, and if she wants to ignore, that's fine. You did. Yeah, but I hope she reads my card. It was very thoughtful. It was good. Hopefully she'll read it, and Okay. I get situations like the other night where we were at a dinner, and there was a person looking for a moment, and she came for me. Surprises. No. And this person who just came here with these fake flowers, somebody take these and just get it on out of here. Give them somebody homeless outside because it's fake. And I don't want fake women around me. Sir, at least let me keep the card for her. The flowers, Kenya, what the flowers do to you? You got this flower wall in here. At least just put the flowers at the front door, man. No, don't keep the card. Don't keep the card. Burn that. I don't want the card. Okay. Stay out of it. But then it escalated because I was getting her dust. Because I'm that bitch. Been that bitch, still that bitch. I'm going to pay you dust. Then she talked about having a gun. That she keeps it on her at all times. She did. So this woman was saying all this stuff like, you don't know who the I am. I'm like, no, I don't know who you are. So I did a little research and I found out who this bitch is. What is it? So who is this hoe? Who is this hoe? Britt Edie is her name. This the same girl.
Oh, I'm not doing this.
We see the nose jobs, the lips, the fillers, all that.
She need to pipe down. Ooh, you're crazy. Ooh.
That's number one.
If this is just the first one, where is this going?
My good private investigators found some more evidence for me. So yeah, she used to be a video hoe. Yeah. She was a trap hoe video hoe. Okay?
Kenya, my girl, like, what is happening? We are going down a rabbit hole.
I've been in some videos where I was a leading lady. I was making stacks for an appearance.
Everybody been a hoe in their day. She been a hoe too. Come on now. I mean, here you are with this beautiful salon. We're here to celebrate you. Why the are we discussing Britt at your grand opening? Bitch, we getting the out of here, hoe.
Oh, is it that time?
I'm not gonna allow her to disrespect my friend.
Well, she was
I can't deal with that.
She was wrong.
Then they kept sending me information. That's some nasty work.
Ain't nobody trying to see this girl sucking nobody's dick. That is just so crazy.
Where did Kenya get this from? And why are we seeing it? And why is it blown up? You can say, oh, I've seen pictures of you. I got receipts. But to show it, I could not believe my eyes.
Kenya, that's it. No, it ain't too far, bitch. She drank with me with a gun. Don't tell me it's too far.
Okay.
I am mortified.
Don't
come on, this is trash. I did not want to stand there and seem like I was in agreement of anything. I don't support this.
Who is trying to take food out of my daughter's mouth? That's what this is about. So thank you very much for supporting me. Now I know who I can trust. Don't come for me. Unless I'm here for you. Thank you.
All right. Oh. What's lower than hell? What's worse than hell? Whatever it is, that's where we at now.
How do you feel about that?
I didn't like that.
That was a lot.
It's too far. I know it's like, okay, tit for tat at some time in this group. I know. You go low, I go lower. But this is too much.
I feel bad because I told Britt maybe she should show some support. I'm flabbergasted. What Kenya did was very distasteful. It was uncalled for, and it was hurtful. I sympathize with Britt. I empathize with her because I can only imagine the pain that it may cause anyone who's exposed that way.
But even whatever the turn events were going to be, you would never do something like that in the public, at your event, for other people.
Angela, if you was the one that gave me that information and then you sitting there jail acting all jail surprised, girl, if you looking for shade, follow her Oak. Okay? Because Angela Oakley, that girl, that bitch is shady. Bitch, she is shady with the first lady, honey. But RHOA, we out, deuces. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video, and I'll be back on the next one. Deuces.